what's good? Honor roll, a lazy bitch. Hell no, she independent, twerking in the kitchen on the damn stove.
What's up? We are back, bitch. Don't I look happy and like glowing a little bit? Cause a bitch got makeup on, you know what I'm saying? But it's good. So happy that I got so many good comments and feedbacks. I appreciate the comments and feedback every week. Cause y'all dope as fuck. So today's episode is definitely way more like positive and happy because I went to a really great conference, Stratagem. I don't know if you can see it. I think it was right at a flip. So I went to Stratagem by Cicely Blaine Consulting, who is one of the founders of BlackGradsMatter Vancouver. Super nice, dope sister. Like, they cool as fuck. So at this conference, pretty much really about diversity and inclusion, POC folks. If you don't know what that means, people of color. Anybody could come to really like get an understanding of bridging like this gap of claiming space, giving space, acknowledging like your biases, and a lot of other Black, Indigenous, people of color, and just helping like decolonize like our understandings of like oppression, the isms of the world, making space, creating space, getting people's experiences, and just kind of sharing like your stories and apply that in your businesses or your companies. I was able to volunteer, so if I volunteer for technically a day, then I was able to participate and join in on the conversations and discussions that were going on whatever conference day that I wanted to go to. So I chose Saturday. I volunteered Friday, and so I definitely want to talk about like my experience with volunteering on Friday and Sunday, and like my experience on Saturday because it was super amazing. So Friday, I was able to take time to go after I do all my important stuff, go to the POC. Why I keep saying POC fuck? Going to the POC workshop where we kind of like navigated through some of our like struggles and strengths and how you kind of are dealing with being a person of color in Vancouver, and how that kind of has manifested in your life, how to kind of navigate through some of these like hard processes. The activity was pretty much we had to go to different corners of the room. You say, yes, I experienced, no, I haven't, I'm not sure if I've experienced this. And so one of the phrases or questions or statements pretty much said, hey, have you ever been invalidated in your workspace, or have you ever felt supported, or something of that nature? And so I tiptoed my little Black ass to the no section. I haven't really experienced this. And so people were like, wait, what the fuck is this Black girl in the no section? I'm like, what? Sis, what's the tea? So I was like, hold on now, let me explain. So I was literally the only Black person in that section. And so I told them like, well, first, just got to Vancouver like 30 odd days ago, and I have had a Black boss, supervisor, manager since fucking high school. My first job at Dots, y'all remember that clothing store? My manager and my supervisor were Black. And so I went on to say like the company that I worked at for the longest, manager, supervisor were Black. Any type of team meetings, discussion, they created such a great safe space, a welcoming space, a sisterhood, motherhood bond, like that I appreciate, that helped foster like my work experience. So I was like, you know, I understand like what microaggressions can look like, how that can manifest in jobs, but for me, fortunately, I was able to be in a space where my work, my values, and my opinions in workspaces were always validated. Maybe shut down because they're probably stupid. Like, they were usually validated and I was usually supported. And so they were just like, wow, like that is amazing. And so I felt kind of bad. I was like, damn, like I'm over here privileged as fuck because these folks are really like not feeling their jobs. And you know, which I understand, like that's what happens when you are Black in a very white space, which is something that I'm dealing with now. But through that conversation, I met a lot of great people that were like, you know, really thank you for sharing. Like your experience is something that like I aspire to. I'm like, no, your experiences, you know, are important as well, because how the fuck are you still living this shit? Help me help you. And so pretty much through that Friday, it helped me like really build relationships with folks, and like, you know, hey, like, since you just moved here and like this is your first time being in a very like white space, like, you know, let's hang, let's connect, let's exchange numbers, you know, want to connect with you so we can build like a bond or whatever. And so I was like, all right, cool, like, perfect. So I met some really great people on Friday. Saturday was really, really awesome because the keynote speaker was Blair Imani, and my girl was lit and funny as shit, dope as fuck, down to earth, super nice, cool, everything. If you know who she is, look her up. Peep game, sis is like the bi-Muslim queen of the world. Like, she is amazing. Her stories and the ways that she has helped kind of navigate like being a bi-Muslim woman in America is amazing, and her words touched me. And everything that she said, I'm taking that shit back to my class. She told me to check these white motherfuckers and let them know, do not fucking play with me. So she didn't say it like that, but that's how I'ma move forward with it. I'm so grateful that I got to meet her and like definitely hear her words of encouragement, and definitely inspired me to be on my shit, because I ain't got time. I went to a intersectionality Black feminist panel. So at the end of the panel, I told them, like, this is my first time in Vancouver. This is my first time being the only Black woman in my class, being the only Black woman in my cohort. Now starting to navigate like my Black feminism into white spaces. My understanding of feminism has always been Black. And so they were like, girl, insert yourself in these conversations. Please check these folks. Like, the women on the panel were very like structured in how I should like move forward with like making my voice be heard in a lot of the spaces that are very white. So I'm like, bet, I'm ready to challenge. But after the panel, literally every woman came up to me after the panel, you know, let's connect, let's talk, let's chat. Like, I want to connect you to other Black women, other Black folks. If we need to bridge this bond and get you like around some Black folks, because you need the support here, because Vancouver is very white. I'm like, hell fucking yes. Taking business cards, I'm changing numbers, like building relationships, networking, to really like ground like this Black feminist, pro, beautiful, queer Black family here. And it definitely started forming that day. So folks were still just really, really nice, very, very friendly. And after kind of verbalizing like some of my struggles with being in Vancouver and being very new and coming from a very Black place, everybody was just so nice and willing to like build a friendship and a bond that I appreciate. But I really had a really great time at Stratagem, and I met so many wonderful people that I definitely will be contacting, reaching out with, to build friendships, connections, I don't know, host something. I don't fucking know. Just know that I got these numbers. I'm gonna hit everybody up. Definitely gonna stay in touch, because I need my niggas. I had a really great weekend. I felt so much better after the really like wild fucking week that I had. But we're here now. We're back. We're rejuvenated. I didn't go to class today because I was mentally exhausted. I've been doing too fucking much, so I needed to sit the fuck down. Took a long ass nap. Went to the doctor. I'm okay. I'm not gonna die. But other than that, we are here. And I'm not wearing blue this episode. I'm wearing black. So I know, sorry, Be Love does the thumbnails, so I'll do me a thumbnail. Like, no, I know myself.